What's up, YouTube? I'm Scott, and this is the Freakin' Fishing Channel. Now, what I've been doing for you is a video series called Bass Club 101. What this is this is the first year that I've joined the Bass Club, and I'm documenting it for you guys to see. If you haven't seen other videos yet, check the description. I'll have the links down there. And let's get started with this one, the first Bass Club meeting. So as I told you in the intro to this series, the Bass Club that I joined is about 2 hours away from me. But I thought it was really important for me to go to that first meeting to learn as much as I can about the people I was going to be fishing with and the way it was organized and all the rules and that kind of thing. So basically, first thing first, they served a meal and it was great. And I think a lot of the bass clubs do that. So that first meeting, you get a free meal, and they discuss a whole lot of things. The first thing they did was they went through the awards for the prior year. And since I wasn't fishing there, I didn't know anything about who won or anything like that. They went through the Angler of the Year. They had a Big Bass of the Year award. They gave awards to 1st through 5th place, which they got plaques, and that was pretty cool. And then they had a championship tournament, and they announced the winners of that. It sounded like the season came down to the last day, and there was about 3 guys in the running for Angler of the Year. So that's pretty neat. And then the next thing they did was they had their election. It was a pretty simple deal. They nominated people, and they just nominated the same president, vice president, treasurer that they had the year before, and they had all done a good job apparently. So we just raised our hands and voted for them. So that was no big deal. Basically, their job is just to keep things organized, keep records, handle the payouts, organize all the tournaments and meetings and stuff like that. So it wasn't too big a deal. We got that done, and after that they had a discussion, and they just talked about how things went last year and asked if anybody had any suggestions. And there were some people that mentioned some stuff, but I just listened because I wasn't there the year before, so I really didn't have any valuable input for them on that. But it was good to hear them talk and kind of discuss how it went last year. So one thing that was pretty cool was they handed us a sheet that had a list of dates, and it had several lakes beside those dates, and we were supposed to circle the lake that we wanted to fish on that date. And then when we'd all turned them in, the treasurer tallied them up, and we had our schedule right there. So I thought that was a pretty cool way to do it. We had some input on it, and I believe there were 2 lakes that I chose that didn't get picked, so we won't be fishing them. But that's not too bad. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. Now, the last thing we did at the meeting was, if we wanted to, we could pay our annual fees and dues. And then I think that was $40 for the annual membership, which is not bad. And then they had a $10 Big Bass pot. And that's a yearly deal where every fisherman that wants in it pays into that pot, and whoever catches the biggest bass of the year gets all the money at the end of the season. So that's just an added bonus and something fun for the fishermen to try to get. So I went ahead and paid for that. I paid for my dues. I'll be fishing in that club, and it should be a lot of fun. Now, I thought it was important to go to that meeting, and it turns out I was right. I was able to speak to a lot of the anglers there, as well as the president. I got a lot of information on it, and everybody there seemed pretty cool. They all welcomed a newcomer, which is great. I think they know they're going to take my money, so they're probably glad to have me. But I left there very comfortable and feeling like I'd made a good decision. I wouldn't have joined if I didn't feel good about it. So I was glad I did. I was glad I went to that meeting. And I think if you're thinking about joining a bass club, I would recommend going to that first meeting for sure. Okay, this was a pretty short video, but I thought it was important for you to know a little bit about what happens in that first meeting. I wish I would have took my camera with me. They probably would have been okay with it, but I didn't. So this is what you get. But hopefully you get a little bit of information out of this. And if there's anything you want to add, hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to hear your input on this. So subscribe, check for the notifications, and be looking for that next video. And until then, go fish.